Well, Matt, disappointment on Saturday, but here we are, very different mood. Just a couple of days later, great Carabao Cup win at Wycombe. What's your feelings on the game?
Obviously delighted. Delighted with many factors of our play tonight. The first half performance, I thought we were very good and looked really solid, really good shape, really well organised, and a real threat on the counter attack with our wide players in the front too. And I thought we really moved the ball well and played once we turned it over into those areas and spaces that I wanted to, and we caused them problems. I looked a real threat on the counter attack, which is where the goals come from, and I don't really remember Rosie having too much to do in the first half, but then second half they really came out of the traps, didn't they, and put it on us, and we weathered that first storm. We seemed to come out the other side, then there came another storm, and again we just stuck together as a group and defended for our lives and rode our luck a couple of times, which you've got to do in cup games, and especially against teams higher up the divisions than you, and they've got a good side here, and they've, it's a tough team to play against. So we needed to ride our luck, and we did. But we saw it through, and the game for me, the last 15 minutes, I thought we were outstanding.
Should make the point they only made, I think, it was 3 changes from the side that had won at Bristol Rovers, so it's pretty much a full League One team. And as you say, we defended, played superbly for most of it. With what's gone on in the last 20 minutes at Barrow and the last 20 minutes at Newport, how pleased are you with the last 20 minutes tonight, which was always so professionally?
Yeah, we had a big meeting yesterday, a long video meeting to just reiterate the points of just where I feel we're at, to be honest, is such a 50% turnaround of your squad, and there's certain things that I've seen in my team, if you like, that I don't normally see in the previous 4 years. But that's no one's fault, because I don't want to drip information into them that I want them to take on board, so things don't creep into our game that don't normally. So I pointed a few things out tactically that I want with and without the ball, which we're only tactically and organisational wise going to get better. And then we freshened it up today with Jacko starting his first game. It was brilliant. Christian, Craig Clay in the middle of the park. It's not fair to go through actually the individuals, because we was all outstanding, but to bring the front two on and freshen that up with Leanne Goal and Scott doing so well, but then when Harry then coming on and starting with Aidan, and I was really pleased with where we're at squad wise. I just feel we need to get a little bit fitter and a little bit stronger, a little bit more organised, and I'm sure I know we're going to start picking up results and keep moving on. So tonight's result is going to be a huge boost for us off the back of what I've delivered to the players yesterday.
The selection tonight, was it a reaction to the previous results, or an effort to try and get minutes into players that haven't played much, or a mixture of both?
To win the game tonight. That's what the selection was a culmination of those things, but the bottom line is to try and get a positive result. So I certainly wasn't dropping the other 5 players, because they've all been massive players for us since the season started. So no, not leaving them out, but knowing that we could freshen it up was important with the legs and energy that I felt we needed. And then the ones we brought off the bench who did so well for us as well. So it was a real squad effort, and I'm absolutely delighted.
Harry Smith and Aidan O'Brien starting up front, and must have been delighted with the way they combined, and of course
it really linked up well
with Josh Coley getting involved as well.
Yeah, really linked up well. Look, threat on the counter attack, as I said, with the 2 wide players and Craig and Christian using the ball. Good quality from our fullbacks, centre halves getting on the ball. It was some really good passes of play, especially in that first half. So I was delighted from where we're at. And
it underlines how important a player Harry Smith is, and how integral he is to the way we play it. I think. Yeah,
he's been a big loss for us. I'm not going to stand here and deny it. He's our main striker, one of our main strikers, and a talisman, and what a presence and a character and a player he is for us. So yeah, he's been a huge loss for near enough 4 games, other than 13 minutes at Barrow. So it was delighted to get him back on the pitch for us today.
And changes in the second half, were some of those pre-arranged? I know Joe Kizzy coming on after an hour.
Yeah, and a little bit.
Aidan coming off after an hour.
The GPS here as well, so we're a little bit stats led on that as well. With being careful that we, unfortunately in the Cambridge game we pushed a couple longer than we wanted to because of injuries, made us have to push Aidan where we didn't want him to play that long, and then we've missed him for a period of time. So that's where I felt we were at with the early parts of the game. But Aidan a good hour, Jacko a good hour, and I'm pleased with that they're progressing and building into our team.
In the last 7 minutes of stoppage time, must have been really pleased with the way we held the ball mainly in the Wycombe half and kept hold of it.
Yeah, in the last
the game out.
sort of 75-80 onwards, I felt we suddenly got good shape and got a second wind, and forced them, into mistakes, and kept the ball well and kept them in there, and were professional to see it through, and certainly helped with the crowd with our supporters behind the goal.
Nearly 300 here today.
And they were absolutely outstanding, weren't they? And I said to it, that was actually the last thing I said to the players just before we went out for kick-off. I tend to not go into the change room too much, literally before they come out, because I've done my work and I've said my bits in the previous team talks. But all I could hear standing in that tunnel was the 10 minutes before kick-off was our supporters singing, and that was my message to them for that 30 seconds just before they came out. And they were right behind us tonight, and they were right behind us at the end. And to see so many in full voiced at the end and go over and celebrate with them after a tricky week or two, we're together as one club, and this is brilliant.
And third round of the Carabao Cup, you're going to allow yourself a few thoughts about walking out at Old Trafford or Anfield in the next round over the next 24 hours?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
And
go nick a 1-0 there, eh?
At a serious point just before the end, obviously great result tonight, but important home league game against Forest Green. League table not looking that healthy at the moment, and important we carry it on into the league action on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't look at league tables till 10 games, Tony. No, listen, it's early days. I'm not going to get carried away at all. It's a great performance tonight. There's things I feel we need to work on, like I've said to you just in this interview here, things I feel we need to work on, things I feel we need to get better at, and we will. And tonight has been a massive result for us. I'm delighted we're in the next round of the hat. We're back in tomorrow morning, and we've got another big game Saturday, because they all are. And we'll be looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Well done tonight, Matt. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Brilliant. Cheers.